Your thoughts on Crystal Dangerfield's performance and just the kind of energy and things that she brought to this team today?
Yeah, you know, when you have somebody like Crystal, you know, you can't underestimate the impact that she has on your team because of what she can do with the ball in her hands. She can go wherever she wants with it, and she's very creative. You know, she's like a great soccer player. You know, that sees things one or two passes ahead. She's really smart, and she can go places that nobody else on our team can. So, I mean, the difference was evident right away. She set the tone, as did that whole group the first quarter, and it just carried over from there.
Geno, second largest margin of victory, I think, in school history. Was this something that was a carryover from the last game? The team wanted to show what they could do on offense, or just the way the other team was playing, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it was anything. I don't know that it came out of the other day. Maybe it did. Maybe we just needed to recharge our batteries or something. But I think that the combination of our defense creating a lot of opportunities for us. You know, when we didn't have Crystal, you know, the other day we were reluctant to really stretch our defense out. You know, we didn't want to have to do even more with one less body. So today I think we felt a little more comfortable extending ourselves a little bit defensively, and it paid off. And we made shots. I mean, considering we don't practice here, we just come and shoot around. I mean, we shot the ball incredibly well, and anytime you make shots like that, it makes your offense look good. But a lot of it was off our defense.
You were just talking about how well you guys shot the ball, and except for your serves, only missed 1-2 shots. How locked in do you think your players were going in each and every quarter? I mean, it looked like they were shooting hot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. There wasn't really much of a drop off. You know, we started a certain way and we sustained it pretty much the whole game, which is not always easy to do when you have a big lead like that. You know, but I think once you get a big lead, you know, the other team, it affects them obviously, and I'm sure everybody on the other team is hoping that we start missing, and then we just kept making them, and the players that we were bringing off the bench added a lot, you know. So it just kept intensifying.
Geno, you mentioned the defense kind of kickstarting the offense, and the points off turnovers. One thing to create a turnover, but is that a skill in itself to then be so organized and turn that into point after basket after basket? Is that a skill in and of itself? To have the awareness.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times what happens is when you have a particular ball handler and everyone else has to be a finisher, you're pretty much going to have to rely on one person creating, you know, so you get a turnover and boom, that person creates a lot of offense for you. And we have a lot of good ball handlers when it comes to that. So, I mean, it's, you know, like everything that Crystal did to kind of jumpstart everything we're doing. I mean, Lou had 9 assists, you know. So the ball today, it seemed like no matter who it touched, you know, that person did something good with it. And our transition game, yeah, we spent a lot of time on it in practice, and we are pretty organized, and we generally don't take a bad shot in transition, so everything looks easy. I mean, we've got good ball handlers and we've got good finishers. So today was one of those unique days where everything went right.
You know, you've got Louisville coming in to gamble on Monday. You're 8-0 against ranked teams in the South Conference schedule. So what are you looking to get out of that game, and what do you think you have gotten out of this non-conference schedule this year?
You know, when I look back to, it seems like forever ago that we played, you know, Maryland and Stanford and UCLA. You know, it seems like that was last year. And you know, when you add it all up, I mean, we played some really, really good teams. We played some at home, some on the road, some on neutral courts. I mean, we played some of our best basketball against some of the best teams in the country. I don't know that we've played anybody as good as Louisville is right now. I know that we played against a particular player that's maybe as good or better, let's say, than the two kids that Louisville has. You know, Asia Durr and Hines Allen. I mean, that they're as good as any two players in the country. So I don't know that we faced that. So this will be a different kind of challenge. But we played some of our best basketball against the best teams. So this is kind of like the South Carolina game or the Texas game where you go in and you play and come home and get back into the conference or move on. And you don't worry too much about what the outcome proves. Because I don't know that the outcome proves anything other than, you know, you were really, really good that night. You know, I don't know that if we win against Louisville, they're going to, you know, concede the national championship. Or if they beat us, we're going to say, oh, well, there goes our chances. So it's a great game for women's basketball, for our fans, for television, for everybody. And our building will be rocking Monday night. It's going to be pretty cool for our students and our fans. And we say, Neil, 130 tickets left.
Correct.
I was at 315. It's 321, so we're down to 110 tickets left. Not to put any pressure on anybody.
You know, what do you enjoy about coaching against a lost team?
Do I enjoy watching him lose his mind and bitch at the officials on every call? That's like my favorite. I mean, he gets that so animated with the officials, and he gets his teams to play hard, and they always come up with something. You know, they always have a plan. They always, you know, come in with an idea like, hey, if we do this, and we can take this away from Connecticut. So it's never they just come out, let's go play and see what happens. You know, we've had some great battles with them, man. We've had some great ones, both in regular season and Big East tournament and state tournament and Final Fours. I mean, it's been great. We've had a great run with them, you know. And he's a smart guy. I mean, I think he does a great job, and he's a master at scheduling. We've been trying to get him for 4 years, and once he called the provost office and made sure that Stewie, Tuck, and Ryan graduated, we couldn't get him off the phone. He was so desperate to play us.
The follow-up, are you going to prepare for when he inbounds the ball at the
Oh,
half
yeah.
or something? And it worked against Duke.
Yeah. He tried that. He tried against us. You know, they went the wrong way, hoping that we would chase him, and we did because we were not very bright. And thankfully, Cantor bailed us out and goes, "Hey, you can't do that," and he went crazy. What do you mean you can't do that? Oh God. So yeah, they'll come up with something. I'm sure they will. You know, he's a piece of work, man. God bless him.
Going back to today's game, what did you think of the overall bench play?
I thought one of the better days. You know, I thought one of the better days. You know, it's no mystery. You know, I wish these people would stop sending me stuff. It's no mystery. You know, that when you work really hard in practice, you feel really good about yourself, and you get into the game and you play well. You know, it's not complicated how it works. You know, you come to shoot around and you're like half alive. I don't even want you to be like fully alive. So if you're just half alive, if you show half a life, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get into the game. You know, you just can't come to our shoot arounds and be completely dead. I mean, there is a limit to my patience. So today, you know, those guys were ready to play. They were ready yesterday. They were ready today, and they played well. I was happy for them.
Geno, can you just talk about how well Lou has played, especially since coming back from the ankle injury the last 9 or 10 games? It's just doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you know, I think sometimes we take it for granted, you know, because I don't know that there's anything spectacular about what she does, except when she goes on those runs where she makes every shot and makes it look easy. The rest of the time, you know, she's just pretty solid at everything. And I think because of, like you were saying about Crystal and about Gabby and some of the stuff that those guys do, it can be, yeah, you know, and oh, by the way, Lou had, you know, 22 points and 9 assists. So it's easy to take her for granted, but she's had an amazing year. And she's not 100% healthy, but she's had an amazing year. I couldn't be happier with her.